Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tom's Guitar Show, coming to you from our enormous new studio here,
Newly remodeled.
newly remodeled. Yeah, and we'll remodel a few more times before the show's over, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I call me Guitar Tom because I'm often seen with a guitar, and they call me on the phone and say, "Hey, man, what's your show about anyway?" And I'll say, "Well, it's about an hour. It's about guitars, guitar playing, guitar players, all things guitaristic." So if you want to call in and ask a question about guitars, like the care and feeding of your guitar, what kind of guitar is right for you, something like how to play the guitar, of course, is the best question you could ask me. Uh, Other things like related topics like the sitar, the cithara, the lute, the oud, the vihuela, banjos, balalaikas, bazookas, bajos, sextos, tiples, cavaquinhos. Wow, I'm hearing the delay. Um, mandolas.
When I'm on the road and call in, that's kind of the way I have to turn off the sound on the computer and just listen to my phone.
Yeah, well, we could hear it out in the lobby. It's a little bit later because it has to go over to wherever, Cedar Rapids or wherever, and the mothership is, and then come back again on TV. But anyway, I want to talk about pipe organs, piccolos, clavichords, clavinovas, clavecin, clavinovas, clavinets. Did I say clavinets? I don't know. Pipe organs, piccolos. I might have said that already. Pianos, pianofortes, harpsichords, harmoniums, harmonicas, harps. Yeah,
Everything from accordions to xylophones.
I suppose. Yeah, everything from accordions to xylophones. Yeah. So xylophones. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Zithers and xylophones. Because zither has a Z,
Yeah.
So that's getting to the end there. X, Y, Z. I mean, there are things with the Y's too.
That's the omega.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, politics, world events, your own personality problems. That's fine. We're here for you, but keep it clean. This is a family program. So. I remember one time Phil and I were working the show here, and somebody called in and asked for some dating advice. I should think of that. It's funny, isn't it? Anyway.
Oh, we usually have a couple young people around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Who remembers dating?
Why are they here instead of out on a date? No, I guess
That's Tuesday night.
that's right. Well, Tuesday nights, really a good idea for a date on a Tuesday night is you know, TV dinner and sit there in front of the TV and watch Tom's Guitar Show. I think that'd be the. So I'm
Or if someone wanted to go on a date on a weekend and see you live, where would they go?
That's right. You know, they could go and see me at Tuscan Moon in beautiful downtown Kelowna, right next to the bakery. Be like so many fun things to do and see, like going to the cheese house or the bakery, my Kelowna. I'm sorry, I haven't worked that one up yet. I just sit down and write it. I don't know if anybody remembers my Sharona. It's a pretty naughty song. But anyway, so this week I have 3 instruments, and I have this PV Viper amp that I've been using here. It's it's an all-in-one amp. It does different kinds of electric guitar, does acoustic guitar, it says, and it does bass guitar. So the only amp you ever need, theoretically. And I'm not really getting the sound the way I want it right now. I mean, at home last night was great, but that's what I wanted. Got a lot of delay on here. I'm trying to figure out how to turn the delay off. See, if I push this button here, what happens? Nothing. If I push it over here, what happens? Oh. Boy, I'll push that one again. Anyway, I guess I can turn it down here, maybe. Let's see if I push this in. Hang on. Delay feedback. No, that's less. So, I was fooling around with this last night, though, because I had the Well, last night I was fooling around with the acoustic electric because I was having some sort of strange problems. Yeah, I had this gig. I'm playing in a church, believe it or not, up there in Coralville. They had the blessing of the pets, and one anecdote about that is that there was a schnauzer there named Dahlia, I guess, or Dahlia, I don't know. But little doggy with a flower on her collar, it was a fake flower, but on her collar. And there were a lot of other dogs there. It was a very social event for the dogs, you know. And then at one point, she went, "Row," like, "Row." And I had just been listening to Roy Orbison doing Pretty Woman. He goes, "Row, mercy." Yeah. And the little doggy did exactly the same row as Roy Orbison did in the recording. I thought that was kind of interesting. But I almost went. Mercy. Row. Of course, I always change the songs to be, instead of being about romance and women and stuff, to be about like food and household pets. So, fuzzy doggy walking down the street. I mean, some people actually laugh at that. Not many, but you know. And then with the cats, of course, you got the I get the feeling the feline's gone, and felines, nothing more. Or, I mean, I don't know, I used to sing to my dog.
That doggy in the window?
Yeah, that's what I was going to try to learn for that church service. Was I didn't get around to it.
Or in Death Row's version, how much is that hound dog in the window?
I heard that.
The one with the basketball nose. Y'all know what a basketball nose is? It dribbles all over the floor.
Ah, yeah, that's great. I know the type. I met a young Newfoundland once, and they slobber like crazy, especially in Iowa. Summer isn't good for them and stuff. And so doggy comes bounding up and slimes across my leg and then ran away. But that wasn't on Sunday. But that was like last summer or something. For I just came up to say hi and long enough to slime my leg in a big way because those Newfies are big, you know.
Yeah, well, it looks like a black Saint Bernard.
Yeah, pretty much.
When we had dogs, the kennel when we went off on vacation, that people kept the kennel bred Newfoundlands.
I see. Keep them in Newfoundland is my advice. It never gets that hot up there, I don't think, especially by the ocean. That's when you want a big fur coat like that, but.
Yeah, we had an elk hound. Iowa summers were hard on him.
Yeah.
His hair would just come out in clumps.
Yeah. That's either dogs that don't shed. You know, you have to give them haircuts, which is kind of a hassle. Otherwise, they look like a big mop and act like one too, I guess. But I mean, we're talking dogs, I guess. But my dog was he was a Springer Lab mix. We called him a Springador Spaniever. Purebred. He was all dog, but he had these feathers, his undercoating, like golden retrievers do. You know, he had very much like the same kind of.
What's the way that elk hound was? He had long dark hair, but then there was light fluffy hair underneath.
Yeah, yeah,
And when it got 90 degrees out, that stuff just came out in clumps.
yeah. Well, my dog, I just like pull one thing and it just goes zip like a whole thing. It's like taking all off his long johns one clump at a time, and then And sometimes you have like a big chunk hanging off his tail, you know. But it was like, you know, you could comb the dog and you get a grocery bag full of hair, you know. And then you do it again the next day and you get the same amount, pretty much. How is this possible? 100% natural fiber, though. Well, anyway, I'm going to play this later, but what I really wanted to do was fool around a bit with some other things. So the thing about this amp, this is the PV Viper. It's a VIP 2. I've had it on the show before. My problem is that I can tweak it so it sounds just great at home, but once I get somewhere, I don't have it quite the way I want it. Now, if I were smart enough to learn how to preset, that'd be different. But hang on real quick. I'm going to put this over here. This is less likely to fall out. And try this thing here. I probably should get that strap. Oh, well. Let's see. So, this here is a... hang on. This is a... maybe a little more sensible than that. This here is a Fender Jazz bass, a Mexican one, which was perfectly in tune before it fell over. Had this thing for a while. So, hang on a second. If I push these two pedals at the same time, I'm supposed to be able to get a looper on the, because I was using my loop station here. It's a Boss loop station, which is about to run out of battery juice here. I do have a battery somewhere, but this other one here, this PV has the, it's called the Sanpera 1 by PV, and it's actually a controller for the amp. So if I go and push, I think I can make a loop here. See if I can. It makes a short loop, and it's not quite as quick to establish the loop. So I'm going to have to be real careful with this, get it down the way I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like a little delay. See what I mean? See if I can do better. So. See if I can do this like. See, I have to get there a little sooner. That's what I do. I'll learn how to use the equipment while I'm on live television. And all the people watching will get bored and change the channel, both of them. Anyway.
But depends on if a commercial's on the broadcast stations.
That's right. Well, actually, people watch the show, but I think what they do is they surf back and forth looking for something. I've had people tell me this, and they say, "Oh yeah, that's the guitar guy again." Huh? They go on to the next thing. They're trying to get that. Watch that rerun of Seinfeld again for the, 40th time or more. But so if I go. Yeah, see? I push the thing early. Okay. So now I can turn this off. I don't trust this thing on that stand. I'm going to put it down here. See, because one thing about this is it doesn't care if you... So you can switch the amp all totally. Like I thought I turned down the delay, but if I had something with a microphone, I'd go, hello, 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 hello. Here I am in Echo Park. But
Now betting.
yeah, that's an old one. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I brought all this stuff along with me. This interesting thing is like, so you get a guitar, like an electric guitar of some sort, and then and I have 3 very different electric guitars with me today. I have this one, which is a DBZ. It's sort of like a Gibson SG, kind of like. It was a smaller, very light, really sweet little mahogany guitar with some pretty serious humbucker type of pickups on there. I'll take this off in case I need it for later. But it's a straight ahead electric guitar, not unlike a Les Paul or a jazz guitar or something like that. That one, of course, down there is a bass, which I'm about to put on put this over here. Trying to get the feng shui of this, the new studio setup. You see, it's a big space. I don't know what to do with it all. But anyway, I got this bass here. Of course, that's a bass guitar, and that's a completely different animal. I've been trying to play bass of one kind or another since I was about 12. Sometimes I'm more successful than others. The white one I'm playing today is kind of weird because it has frets on it. I don't usually play with frets. It's a quirk. I almost brought my new 6-string with me, but I chickened out at the last minute. And then anyway, I tend to collect instruments a little bit. It's called GAS, guitar acquisition syndrome, because they're different. Like this guitar here is very different. Slap, slap, slap. Okay, hang on. Push this a little bit. See a little bit more of this. A little bit less of that. So this here is of course, the one that I play the most. I have 2 of these. Actually, I sort of have 3 of these because I have an old model that's there's something wrong with it. It's very old. But this is a MIDI guitar. You can plug it into a synthesizer, or you can just plug it in normally, like I have. And it's an electric classical guitar, so you can play like. Hang on, that's not right. I want like this. I don't want that. No, I want this here, this here. Let's see. I'm looking for the low was up, delay, feedback. Let's turn this one down a little bit and turn it up a little bit. This up a little bit more. And turn the whole mess down, and we have. It's too soupy. I spend the whole show just trying to tweak this amp till I get the sound I want. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, Phil will be telling me I got like 1 minute left. Anyway. Yeah, well, when you have a lot of guitars, you got a lot of things to worry about. So I was out there playing this blessing of the dogs. There's this blessing of pets in general, but the only ones that showed up were dogs. I mean, and they're humans, of course, going along with them. But then it started to rain very lightly, and I was standing out there with my guitar and my little amp, and I had my perfect setup that always sounds so good for my gig setup, and then so it's starting to get a little wet, and I thought maybe I'll stop, and then first little drizzle, I thought, it's okay, and a little harder, and a little harder yet, and so they moved everything against the side of the building. There was a little overhang of the roof, so it was drier, and then I moved everything inside, and then, of course, all the festivities moved inside, and everybody, went inside to get the coffee and everything, because you know how they are. People at church, they drink a lot of coffee. And I tried to set up again so I could play, and it made this big buzzing, the bzzz sound, which didn't sound good. So I took everything home and dried everything. Well, I dried everything off before I packed it up in my car. Of course, it pretty much stopped raining by the time I got to the car. But and then I started having all these weird noises and sounds and things. And so I've been battling weird noises and sounds with most of my equipment now since Sunday. And like the poet said, Bob Dylan, the poet, when you've got nothing to lose. Or
as Chris Christopherson said,
okay,
free is just
another word.
nothing left to lose.
That's right. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. So anyway, so yeah, so so this thing, this your PV thing is kind of easy to do like two things on. Let me do it again. I yawned again. I'm sorry. But getting a sound I want, it's not as easy as I thought it would be. Well, What if I just turn this up more? That's not too bad. Switch this over. That's pretty crisp. Turn this over here. See, so I got knobs all over the amp, don't you know? And then I got these slider things here on this guitar, and then I have some buttons on the floor. So at any given time, I could just turn the wrong knob and I'd be in trouble. Well, that was fun. We'll try something else different now. I think the problem is that I don't have the loop station plugged into the power supply, and it's almost out of juice. So I unplugged that, and I plugged the guitar into this. It doesn't sound as good. Weird. See, because I have more knobs and things on the little red box on the floor, and then I got the silver box on the floor. It's got 4 buttons and a like a pedal. Anyway. Hang on. So I'm slow. I mean, okay, I'm not in a hurry. Besides, haste makes waste. Yeah, I have a whole hour anyway. Right? Gotta fill up an hour every week. I'm not getting anything out of this bass. Got that's plugged in the right thing. That's plugged in the right thing. That's on, right? That's plugged in the right thing here, right? I plugged the bass into the amp. And now I'm getting nothing. I don't understand. That should work. Uh, okay. Hmm. Well, if I can't get this to work, let's see. Um, I could tell jokes, but for some reason I'm not getting any sound out of anything. Usually, if you just like touch the end of your cable, you get something. See, and this is hmm.
We were discussing one this morning.
Hang on.
If a man's alone in the forest
Uh huh.
and he says something,
Uh huh.
no woman hears him,
Huh.
is he still wrong?
Yeah, that's right. You know, these kind of wife jokes, they're not. They're based on some sort of reality. I know this from experience.
Nothing springs from a vacuum.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So for some reason, I'm not getting any sound out of when I plug it in anymore. Now maybe this cable is shot. I thought it could be the bass, but the bass, I mean, but the wire doesn't do anything. So I have another cable here. This is what we do. We try to figure out. There might be something I don't know about. Maybe it's a mute switch that I've never heard of before. It's invisible, or I just didn't notice it. Which is another thing women complain about. Is sometimes the fellas, if something's right in front of them, they can't see it for some reason. Of course, women do things wrong too sometimes, but we're not allowed to mention it. So, but anyway, all right. So if I plug this in here with this cable, and we don't think there's anything, we don't know if there's anything wrong with this cable, but kind of short though, isn't it? Let's see this. Well, that works. Too short though. Evil spirits. That's my Twilight Zone tune. Okay, I'm gonna try this again with the other cable because this is just too short. It's a fine little cable, and sometimes that's exactly what you want is a short little cable. But right now, I want this one, unless this one works. How long is this one? Not long enough. Okay. So I'll plug the bass in. This is turning into a very boring show. It was kind of fun for a while. I had a little groove going and everything. Now I've spoiled everything. Okay.
Must be the cable.
Must be the cable. Huh. Well, that's too bad. Because it's kind of a nice cable, and it's fairly new, too. I tell you, they don't make them like they used to.
Have you got two of those cables with the red on them? You got the right one?
I've only got the one, I think. I mean, I only brought one with me. It's really long. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I have two. How come I have two red cables? Where did the other one come from? No, this is. Is this? What's this? Weird. Okay, hang on.
I think that may be your problem.
Yeah.
Plugging one cable into the guitar and the other cable into the amp.
So why do I have two red? Maybe I probably took two out. You know? That's good thinking there, Bob. Remind me to double your pay. I didn't know I had two cables out. Huh. Let's see what this does. Well, that works great. That's almost too loud. It is too loud. Okay, let's try this again. Here we go. We're going to press this and... second. Yeah. Mercifully, this show's almost over. I had the bass in tune earlier, but it fell off. The stand. Okay. Here we go. One more time. Speaking of well, speaking of churches and stuff like that, I'd say the Jesus Christ Superstar. If you ever listen to the old one or whatever, they have some of the best bass guitar playing you'll ever hear in Jesus Christ Superstar. Why, when I was a boy, I worked in the movie theaters, and I was an usher. You have to stand in the back of the. In those days, you had to stand back in the movie theater, make sure nobody's smoking cigarettes. And every half hour, you have to go up and check the temperatures. Funny thing is, Phil and I worked together a long, long time ago when I was a pup. He was a projectionist, and I was the guy sweeping up the popcorn downstairs for a while. But anyway, but when Jesus Christ Superstar was in the theater, I was just a kid, you know. I had to stand in the back of the movie theater, and I watched it 80 times maybe, somewhere around 80 times, because it was held over week after week. And so I worked like 4 days or 4 nights a week or something like that. So I'd like see it 8 times a week for 10 weeks or something like that. So I became very familiar with it, but it has this sort of like like a stuff like that, pum pum dun dun dun. Yeah, my mind is clearer now. And then had the every time I look at you, I don't understand. I tell you, those 70s were a great time for bass guitar. I mean, think of the bass guitar was kind of invented in the 50s, so it was only 20 years old. And I mean, people did a great job in the 50s, but there was just this really great bass playing in the 70s.
Most of them still play the stand-up bass.
Yeah, but there's some, you could tell, like I was listening to some Elvis stuff and other things, and you can really tell the difference between see, I got a new pair of headphones, and which is not that exciting really, but they have more bass response than my little earbuds, So I had the iPod, and I got all these songs in the iPod now, so I was listening to Elvis and some other people from that era, and you could tell the difference between the string bass and the bass guitar. And of course, I have string basses and bass guitars at home. I go both ways, man. But there's a big difference. And the bass guitar, of course, allows you to do stuff that you can't really do very well on a string bass. But the string bass, you can do stuff you can't do on a bass guitar. It's a little different. Same notes, different fingering system. And like, for example, if you wanted to go like G, A, B, on a bass guitar, I would probably do, first finger A, third finger B, G, A, B. On a string bass, be first finger, fourth finger. So anyway. Well, unless I'm going to play the Tom's Guitar Show, somebody's trying to call me. Well, I don't want to. I can't talk on the. Hello, I'm on Tom's Guitar Show.
And you're not.
No, I've got one more minute. I've got to do the Tom's Guitar Show theme, so I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye. That's all right. All right. Sorry, I got a call. Okay, what was I doing? I was going to, here, I'm going to play guitar for the closing theme. I'm going to try to plug it into the right wire, which is this one. This one. We're down to,
Our booth says maybe you should whistle. We're down to a minute.
oh yeah, okay. Well, okay, I'll just do this. See, everything works. Anyway, well, I had fun, sort of, most of the time, except for my not knowing what wire it was. But I'll see you next week, or I guess I won't see you. You can see me because I can't see, I can't see people at home, which is probably a good thing. That's it.
We don't want to let them know we can see them.
I can't see you.